Dad, I already told you, this podcast contains scenes of violence, adult language, and if I did my job right, which you forced on me, disturbing subject matter. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Yes, hello and welcome to the infomercial of Bube. This is me, Joanna, and my husband.
Oh no, my name is Lars. We are selling the Lederhosen, but unfortunately, because we are in the space, there is a pirate who has attached himself to our vessel, so we need to put on our sexy boots to distract the pirate.
But you know, sometimes you cannot get on your boots. What are you going to do?
So we made this product. We made this product called Bube, and Bube it's made out of gasoline and also blood, and it has feathers, and that's how you apply it.
And when you apply it, you are going to be using it on the skin towards your heart center, and then you slip your feet into the boot with the boob.
Yeah, you need to put the boob on before you put the boot. Before you put your boot on.
Never forget the boob before the boot.
Never forget. It's also 100 credits.
And you buy one now, you get two for the price of two. Not a good deal, but you will have extra boob.
We are poor. Bye.
Would you believe 100% improvised? Wow. Would you believe? Hello and welcome to The Stars Aren't Alright. I am your keeper. Specifically yours, I am contractually obligated to keep for no one else. My name is Brian. We are playing the Call of Cthulhu tonight on the Promethean Highway once again. We are here with some improviser friends of mine, some Kinkanauts, which is the name of the improv company we are all a part of. What I would like to do to introduce our characters is I would like everybody to go around. You can say your name, your character's name, and then something that your character did that they will never admit to any of the other characters last episode. Something that happened off screen, as it were. And we will start with Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Maeve, and something that Maeve did last episode is that when they stormed out of the pub and they were walking home to the ship, they cried a little.
Starting with super high energy. I love it. No, it's good. That's great. That is actually, yeah, that's very, very believable.
You ever hear someone else's secret and you're like, oh, mine's really bad. That seemed okay.
All right. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Maeve. Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave. And folks, my real name is Celery. And folks, I'm Dave. I'm also Celery. And last episode, Celery, when leaving the vessel, Celery pocketed a few of the float credits that were inside of the ship. Put them in their pocket for good keeping.
Just a little bit of light shoplifting from yourself.
Light shoplifting from myself.
Amazing.
Just put it in my pocket and say it's mine. Hopefully other folks in the crew don't know.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dave.
Welcome.
Well,
James.
I think I kind of alluded that I did this, but I definitely got a couple extra drinks, a couple extra menu items because the guy was paying for it. Yeah, for sure. I think he got a little toasted that night.
Just like ordering double. What is Marmot's drink of choice?
He doesn't really know a lot of drinks. He's kind of like, when you've maybe been to 2 bars in your life and you're like, I'll have one of those, and you point to what someone else is having. And he usually hates everyone that he gets. He hasn't found a drink that he likes, but he drinks each one with grim determination.
Marmot should try Smirnoff Ice.
Oh, yeah. Marmot is a Smirnoff Ice boy for sure.
He doesn't know it yet.
He doesn't know it yet.
Hasn't discovered it.
Incredible. Okay. Carlin.
Well, Hello, everybody. My name is Carlin, and I play Molly. Molly, the one thing that no one knows about her is that her feet kind of gross. She's had this fungal infection that she's not ready to admit yet is entirely related to the copious amount of boob that she's constantly using to get her footwear on. So it's gross, and it kind of creates a negative feedback loop. She's now trapped with the footwear so that no one sees her rank feet.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you know what? That's some of the most foot-centric content we've had on the podcast so far. And I think that's really like nailing down at least one corner of the market for us. So I appreciate that.
It's good to bring awareness to how much of your quality of life being aware of your foot fungus really does get diminished.
Brian, play the More You Know music right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, thank you for that, guys. Let us do a little recap. So, first episode. First of all, how dare you? The crew of the Anserina made their way to the inexorabilis station. The ship much worse for wear after stealing guns from pirates, but that's to be expected. Although the pirates had clocked them on the way in, they tried to use the powers of both misogyny and arrogance to retrieve their firearms. The crew used all of their guile, cunning, and a significant portion of their boot lube to overcome the threat. The three pirates were trapped in a bulkhead of the ship and asphyxiated by young Marmot. Mm-hmm. Maeve received a notice from her father. He'd found her missing sister. He provided no further details, but after a successful handoff of the guns to the relevant parties, the party went to meet up with the officer's contact for their next job. Who else was it but Maeve's papa, Jesse Carmel? The once great journalist seemed like a ghost of his former self, but gave the crew the skinny. Abigail had been found by a bounty hunter named Lucas Farin on the real meat homeworld of Stevald IV in the capital of Gordo City. The last message from Lucas was incomprehensible, a rambling message implying she was in Gordo City but no other details. The crew agreed to take the job based on the offer from their boss, the officer, that they'd be completely released from their debt to him if this was completed. With that, we find our gang of misfits having detached from the station, burning hard for the Initian sun as they prepare to jump into real meat space. So, we find ourselves burning hard for the Initian sun. Maeve, you had kind of overseen getting the resources and the repairs for the ship. Mm-hmm. I believe you had worked it out that it was gonna be about what, like $3,000 or something like that?
Yeah, around that.
For sure. So go ahead and make a mech repair check for me, please.
Okay. That is a regular success.
A regular success. Okay, on a regular success, roll a d6 for me.
A 4.
A 4. Okay, amazing. So you'll need 4 successful checks, mech repair checks, in order to get the ship back up to ship shape, as it were.
Okay.
With the materials that you have. The 3,000 credits were basically handled by your employer.
Okay.
So, heading to the Puny Gate station, it is, I believe, 44 million kilometers. I believe that is what I had written. So it will actually take you a little bit of time to get to the Puny Gate there. I believe actually a couple of days. Is there anything you guys would like to do while you are on your way to the Puny Gate?
There's something that Marmot would like to do, like immediately getting on the ship while still in that kind of space where he can use the internet so easily. How do we normally get a hold of the officer?
The officer will usually kind of message the ship directly, like using the Galactinet, but it'll be kind of encrypted if it's like sensitive information, or they will use actual physical like data couriers. Like there are many ships, many people whose entire career is just ferrying data, especially sensitive data, back and forth across the Promethean Highway, just because the naval updates that happen periodically and are kind of like official are few and far between, especially the farther you are from the Promethean highway. So often the officer will send like someone physically to meet with you to give you like the information that you need.
Could we say that I have maybe done a little bit of snooping around on the internet,
Galactinet.
And maybe found someone that I think might be like a direct way to connect with the officer
For sure.
and just send a message, because we just had this deal where if we complete this mission, we're out. And I just want to send a message saying, when this is over, are you going to fulfill your end of the deal? Am I going to be able to remember again?
Go ahead and make a computer use check for me.
Because of the importance of this to Marmot, I think he's going to use his cybernetics.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, right on. So you're gonna spend the magic point. So this is the direct neural interface that you're using.
That's correct.
I believe that you're actually the first one on the podcast to use this particular cybernetic enhancement. So
hell yeah. Which I believe gives me a bonus die, is that right?
yes, let me look that up for you. Direct neural interface. Used to interface with computers directly. User gains 1 bonus die on all computer-related checks, provided they succeed a regular intelligence check. If you fail, you still get the bonus dice, but you take 1d6 sanity damage. So if you got to make an intelligence check, and then this determines whether you take sanity damage or not.
Let's do it. Lower is better. That is a regular success.
Sweet. So you get your bonus dice, you do not take any sanity damage.
That's a hard success.
On a hard success. So Marmot having kind of, figured out some of the proxies that the officer will use, you've kind of hacked the mainframe, as the kids are saying.
Mm-hmm.
You shoot this message off to like in this direction. And is this like the first time that Marmot has actually kind of revealed that he knows that this is the kind of like the back channel to use?
I think so. I think he's been scared to do this, and I think it's only because, this is it.
The stakes are high.
Yeah.
Gotcha. This is not like instant messaging. While this is like a much more up-to-date version of the Galactinet than you've used previously, it is still ultimately a cached version because of how far off the Promethean highway you are. Nonetheless, you send that through, and then you see a response being typed.
3 dots.
3 dots and a little ellipses. And I imagine Marmot, whenever Marmot is browsing, I imagine he has like other programs that are like basically constantly like watching like what's happening on like the back end of whatever website he's using.
Mm-hmm.
You see a little rabbit hole open up in the code of the website. So somebody is using their computer smarts to like disguise themselves. You surmise that you've correctly identified the officer's back channel on this Galactinet forum here, but you can see that they are also covering their tracks. This rabbit hole opening up, I'm going to give you the chance. You can make another computer use check to try to dive down that rabbit hole. But if you fail, there will be consequences.
Ooh.
What could possibly go wrong?
Right, exactly. It's not. This is My Little Pony, right? This is the game system we're playing.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Friendship is magic.
Is this the same use of that cybernetics, or would I have to roll again to?
I'm going to give you the choice. Do you want to do this in meat space, like jump down the rabbit hole in meat space, or are you like directly plugged in and you're going to dive in with your interface? Because if you do it in real meat space, it's going to be a straight roll to try to dive in this rabbit hole. If you do it directly plugged in, then you'll get your bonus dice.
And the consequences?
Find out.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
We're not here to live long. It's Call of Cthulhu. Okay, here goes that intelligence check. Regular success. Ooh. I'm going to burn 2 luck point to make it a hard success.
Hard success, okay. So, you pull yourself kind of away from that ellipses, that typing, and you're kind of looking at this code on one of your other many screens, and then you do the mental exercise that you have to practice in order to use the direct neural interface correctly, which is you let your eyes blur, and then they roll into the back of your head as you sit back into your chair. And all of a sudden, like the sounds of the ship and of, your other crewmates moving around starts to muffle and then disappears entirely into this digitized, bit-crushed kind of noise as your awareness leaves meat space and enters cyberspace. You go down this rabbit hole and you can see basically it's like these walls closing in around you. As you are in cyberspace, everything kind of turns into, your reality breaks into a sort of like one of metaphor and mathematics. And you're popping down this rabbit hole of code, and you can see it kind of closing around you faster than it should be possible. But you pop out the other side into cyberspace that you've never seen before. A kaleidoscope of colors surrounds you. There seems to be this moving, shifting pattern, and you can't quite put your finger on what it reminds you of until suddenly the realization hits. It looks like breathing. And as you kind of mentally zoom out, it seems to you, your brain starts to accumulate these pictures into one giant image, and you realize that you are in the jaws of a Leviathan. Go ahead and make a sanity check for me, please.
Well.
Okay, I was ready for that. Not. Shit.
Because you got a hard success on your coding check.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a bonus dice on the sanity check.
Whew. Gonna need it. Holy shit. That went from a 92 to a 2.
Holy shit.
Well.
God damn. All right, that is about as well as that could have gone. All right, because you succeeded, you only take 2 points of sanity damage, especially on an extreme success.
Woo!
As you see the metaphorical jaws of this Leviathan in cyberspace, that you are inside its mouth. And that's not the worst part. The worst part is the feeling of its awareness crash into you. It is like, it is a tsunami that just hits you and blasts you out of cyberspace. You go from being in this digital space to all of a sudden, with this gasp of breath, you rocket out of your chair in your room. A bit of blood coming from your nose. You wipe that away. Something strange coming from your ear. Hand comes away with blood. And you feel yourself crying, and you go to wipe away the tear. And blood as well.
I think there's maybe even just, if you looked into my pupil, just a little bit of code burned in.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, absolutely. You do see the ellipses has disappeared from the message. And then it just says, very close, Marmot. And there is the only other message that gets sent, just says, the scribe. And then the chat closes.
I'm sorry, the describe?
The scribe.
Oh, the scribe. Okay. Holy shit.
All of a sudden you hear in your room, it says, are you okay, sweetie? I saw your heart rate spike. Looks like your blood sugar's low. Do you want a cookie?
Cookie? Could be good. Could be nice. That sounds, oh boy.
No, we don't want to go poking around in places we shouldn't, huh?
Oh. Okay.
Make an intelligence check for me.
Oh boy.
And if you fail, I get to punch you in the face in real life.
Wouldn't be the first time. Intelligence. Regular success.
On a regular success. It probably never occurred to Marmot before just because of the limited life experience. It's not really interacted with a lot of ship's computers. Harvest seems more responsive than most ship's computers. Most ship's computers are the equivalent of like ChatGPT, essentially. Like you can give them, like they understand context, syntax, that kind of thing, and they can, like, you give them a request, they can probably fulfill it. But yeah, Harvest, from what you're aware of, Harvest acts a little bit differently to other ship's computers. It's not like all the other girls.
Yeah, a cookie sounds really nice, Harvest. You're the best ship computer I've ever met.
Oh, you flatterer. But you're right, though. I'm the best, and don't you ever forget it.
I don't think I ever will.
That's right. That's right. And then all of a sudden, a little chute, kind of like right beside your computer desk, and a little reconstituted protein and sugar cookie just kind of lands at the bottom of the chute and opens up.
I think he takes it and he's just eating it with both hands, just like a little rodent, just traumatized, slowly processing what just happened.
Hell yeah. Okay, amazing. We will leave Marmot there for now. Did anyone else want to do anything on this trip to the Initian Sun?
It's a pretty long trip, you said?
Yes.
How long are we talking again?
This would be, I was just pulling that up before I got distracted by you guys asking me to do my job.
It was a matter of days, though, right?
It is days.
Yeah,
It would be
okay.
several days.
So that's all I need to know. So Molly, she has like a microchip, not built into her or anything. She just carries it around that she can insert into various computery things. And on it is a copy of Zoo Tycoon from 2001. And so she has started on a large map.
Oh, wow.
Large.
Whoa.
A new zoo from scratch. So you guys probably haven't seen Molly the whole time.
This is hilarious because this, like, when you think about how far this is in the future from now, this is the equivalent of playing like stick and hoop, from like the medieval times.
What's that game called? It's like Mancala or something like that with like the little, it's like a oval shaped board with like little divots in it and you move pieces back and forth across it.
But I think some games
more
survive. Like people play backgammon.
Yeah, that's made up. That's a
And-
conspiracy.
I
Zoo Tycoon.
Sorry to bring up made up stuff in this very real podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We deal with historical accuracy and the stars aren't all right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Celery, do you got anything that you wanted to do on the trip?
Celery's quite exhausted. Celery's really reflecting. And Celery's really reflecting on the ID they just recently picked up. Celery's burning their eyes on the ID. Celery's really wanting to give a haircut. They just feel like they should be giving a haircut. So they're starting to struggle. They're not doing anything in particular, but they're starting to reflect and just spin in circles. So they're not doing anything in particular,
Gotcha.
but they're doing everything in particular.
Would Celery have approached one of the crew members to potentially give them a haircut?
Yes. And they're going to be approaching Marmot.
All right. Marmot, little rodent cookie. Yum, 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 yum. Just as you finish the last little morsel of it. It's not tasty, by the way. This is like reconstituted protein, essentially a 3D printed cookie.
Yum.
You're just staring at the crumbs stuck to your hand, and then you hear a knock at your door.
Yeah. Harvest?
Excuse me?
Oh, hey, Sal.
Hey, how you doing? Wait. Who pooped in your cyberflakes? What's wrong with you?
Oh, I just watched a disturbing video online.
Dude, you gotta get off those websites. I've been telling you that for a long time.
Yeah, you're telling me.
What has you so saying? Like, are you bleeding?
Oh, I should probably clean that up. Yeah, that's okay. I
You
I
punching
kind of,
yourself?
I'm wiping away the blood. No, I didn't punch myself. I punched myself. I totally punched myself. That's what I did.
Oh, okay. You trying to cut your own hair, weren't you? Well, I could give you a haircut.
Smooth.
How did you know?
I'm an old soul. We've been there many a time. Here, give me a second. Let me grab my clippers. I got my clippers on me. So, Marms, big marmot. Dude, you're watching videos, you're punching yourself in the head. Is this trip getting to you?
Well, I'm just, it's kind of a big deal that we're going to be, free after this. What are we going to do?
Well, it's all our oyster.
You want to go get some oysters? Is that what you said?
Listen, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. All right, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. How's the fade so far? Do you like the depth I'm giving you on the sides?
Yeah, this is good. You know, I wear a toque like all the time.
I know. You got to take it off one day. You got to stop. You got to take away your shells and all your layers. Stop punching yourself in the face. I don't know what's going on with you, dude.
Wow, that was really... You don't normally give me advice.
I used to be a barber, and that's all I used to do.
Oh, wow. You used to be a barber?
Yeah.
That's cool.
We don't talk about it. Anyways.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you had such a dark backstory.
That's why we don't talk about it.
Okay.
What's up with Maeve's dad? That's kind of weird, eh? The other day?
Yeah.
Wasn't that kind of weird? Isn't like Maeve's dad kind of weird? Is that just me?
Yeah. No, he's totally weird. He's like, doesn't look healthy. Looks messed up.
I mean, kind of like Maeve was upset.
Yeah.
Like something's up.
Yeah. Like someone touched the ship in the wrong way, kind of, she was upset. But like double that, like triple that.
A few poops and cyberflakes.
Yeah, exactly.
A few, yeah.
A few.
I don't know. My spidey senses are tingling about Maeve right now.
You have spidey sense too?
Dude, there's lots of things I don't tell you.
Can I ask you a question?
Only one. That was your one.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Okay, you know what? I'm feeling generous.
Okay, great. Hey, are you like a superhero?
Some would say.
Can I say it?
No.
Boundaries are important.
Thank you. Your haircut looks great. What do you think?
Thank you.
You look in the mirror. Celery, do you have any skills on your sheet that you put into hair cutting?
No.
Okay. Go ahead and make...
You gotta advocate for at least one of them. Come
Yeah.
on, make a case. I
Make
wanna
a
hear it.
case for a
on.
skill. Make a case for a skill.
I mean, I'd say fighting brawl would be pretty fair.
Because
My hand movements, because I'm moving like this, I look like I'm stirring a big pot of soup in a modern context.
which is exactly like fighting. of
Exactly
course.
like
And you had to chip that toque off.
I had to chip that toque off,
It had been like on his head for so long.
and I'm just pummeling and
Yeah.
pummeling the side of
Like if you needed to
that
get
head.
to the hair underneath, that toque needed to be excavated.
Exactly. The toque had to be excavated, and I'm just hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You can make a fighting brawl check,
Yay!
and you're going to need a hard success, and I'm going to give you a penalty dice. Or you can do a dexterity check, and it's a straight roll.
Dexterity sounds great. Oh, I got 22,
What's your dexterity skill?
65.
I think that's at least a hard success.
That's, yeah, at least a hard success. That's not quite an extreme success, but that is a hard success. Hell yeah. Yeah, on a hard success, Marmot, you look fucking good.
Damn.
A haircut always helps someone's confidence. That's all I got to say. Maybe their sanity too. I don't know, but I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know.
If you had gotten an extreme success, you know? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. Maeve, do you want to make your first mech repair check?
Yes, but I would like to point out that while she is doing this, Maeve has requested a particular playlist be played for music in her shop. It's referred to very vaguely as their playlist, and it's a combination of her father and sister's favorite music. So she is like kind of crying, but like angrily crying as she fixes stuff.
Gotcha. Like the type of crying where there's not like sobbing, it's just tears coming down.
Yeah, and every time she like fucks something up, she's like, of course. And then she goes back to work.
Gotcha.
I'll roll the first check.
Is this song playing right now?
Yeah, I guess what kind of music would...
I think her dad listens to mostly like classical music, thing that would be played at like fancy events. Mm-hmm. Whereas her sister was very much into like procedurally generated electronic music. So a real mishmash of things going on.
Gotcha.
Her first check. So if I'm going to use luck points, I just subtract as many luck points as it would take to get it within range, right?
100%.
And as far as passing a check, do I need to match or below?
Match or below. So if you hit it, then that's a success.
So I'll do 2 luck points to get a regular success.
Regular success. Okay, sweet. During this repair process, given what Maeve is kind of going through emotionally, there are a few spots where Maeve almost makes a couple of very rookie mistakes that Maeve normally would never even come close to, but does manage to catch herself just in time. And you just hear kind of like softly over the speakers in the engine room, just, "Sweetie, are you okay?"
I am fine. It's just a short turnaround time.
Yeah. No, sweetie, I understand.
Can I get a cookie?
For you, sweetie, I always keep a cookie nearby. And because you're in the engine room, you are near like the 3D printer, basically that like prints most of your food. Because it's like the 3D printers, nowadays they're like really good. They can print at like a molecular level. So it's essentially like assembling you this protein cookie. And Maeve would realize Maeve gets much nicer cookies than anyone else on the ship. So your cookie approaches palatable.
You have outdone yourself, Harvest.
Oh, anything for you.
Platonically.
Platonically is what I meant. That's what I was saying. Like anything like, I would do for a friend, but like a really special friend. But not like special that way. Like special in like, a not weird way. I got to go into standby. To recharge my batteries. I'm doing some navigating, get us to our destination. There's the cookie. The heart on it is a platonic heart.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Absolutely. And you guys pass the rest of the trip to the Initian system, otherwise uneventfully.
Maeve!
Yes?
Good day.
Good day, Sel.
I didn't hear you greet me all day, so I just wanted to make sure you were still around.
Oh, I am so sorry, Sal. I'll make a point of it. My apologies. I've been downstairs all day with the music going. I didn't even hear that you had gotten out of your pod yet.
It's okay. Your apology is noted. What's up with your dad?
Oh. Do you want the whole familial situation, or do you want just like him?
We got a long time. We got a long road trip. I'm just curious.
Well, you probably heard about everything that went down with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty televised. And she was always the one that followed in his footsteps, and they, what they had was special. And so when she kind of went off the rails, he took it really hard. And then I kind of went off the rails, but in a more hopping back onto the rails that he wanted me on, way away from corporations way. So
you hop rails.
Yeah, I know it's archaic. There's not really much for trains with rails around here anymore, but as the metaphor he always used, I think he got really consumed by how much his life fell apart when Abby left. So I think everything from there is just go until she's back. So I think anything else, like taking care of himself or doing his job, is way beyond what he seems to have the capacity for.
Okay. Okay. Your hair looks nice. I won't give you a cut. I appreciate what you shared with me.
Oh, are you looking to do a haircut? I'd let you cut my hair, so.
Not at the moment.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's appreciated though. I'll keep that in mind if I'm feeling to give a haircut.
Did you give Marmot a haircut today?
Why would you ask?
Nothing. I just heard through the grapevine
Okay.
Someone's toque is a little tighter to their head today.
Did Harvest tell you?
He alluded to it.
Oh, okay. Just curious, just wondering. I'll keep that close to my clippers.
I'm definitely hanging out with Molly. Hey Molly, anything new with you? There's some new stuff with me. I don't know if you noticed.
Are you still wearing your toque when you're saying this?
No, I think it's one of the first times he's not wearing his toque. He's
Okay.
impressed by the haircut.
Meanwhile, Molly, deep in her zoo, she's got 8,000 guests at this point. She's got different animals are being brought in for breeding programs. She's in it, so she's not really paying attention. Marmot. Wow, sorry, what did you say?
I was just wondering if just seeing how you're doing and just wondering if you anything new with going on.
Okay,
with you.
I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
No one's even been even saying anything to me for the last however many days. Get this. Come check this out.
Okay.
She scrolls in. You could count the pixels. Do you see that there?
What is it?
See that white blob?
Yeah.
Polar bear.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's a polar bear?
All right, I'm not actually sure, but they're super rare and they only come once. It says here the global breeding program has been successful with other endangered species.
Are you telling me there's smart bears out there?
I guess something like that. It's pretty crazy, but just so you know, it takes a pretty powerful player to get something like this.
Wow, you're so talented and beautiful.
Yeah, sorry.
I gotta go.
Do you...
Bye.
Wait, you left fuzz. Is that hair? What is this all over my keyboard? What the fuck?
Amazing. Okay.
Molly! Molly! Molly!
What? Is it Celery?
Hello.
Hi.
Molly,
Hi.
I have not had a greeting from you.
Well, whose fault is that?
Molly.
My door's been open this entire time.
Molly.
Look.
If there was a cyber parade for bad attitude, you would be the leader.
Hold on one sec. I just gotta... She frantically clicks because a bunch of guests are unhappy. She's... God damn it! Oh, guest 3312. That is not today. She's dropping these guests in a pool that she's made no entrance to. She's just watching the guests drown. Serves you right, fuckers.
Molly, I don't know what ancient thing you're doing right now, but I just wanted to say, I'm sorry for some of the things I said. I know I was quite aggressive with you about your boots, and I do want to apologize. This is the second time in my life I've apologized, and I need you to understand this means a lot to me right now. I don't care if you accept the apology. I just need to tell you it. Okay? Noted. Thank you.
She pushes the space bar or something to pause the game.
Right.
It's an old game. I don't know how it works. And then her wheelie chair turns around and she looks at Celery dead in the eyes. Can you say all of that again? I had the volume up. I couldn't actually hear what you were saying.
What I said was, piss off.
Yeah, that's about right. Fuck you too, Cel. Gonna get back to my polar bears, motherfucker. Polar bears.
Just so that I know, did Molly actually not hear what Cel said? Or is Molly putting on a... I'll tell you what, you don't have to tell me, but you can roll either persuade or fast talk. Okay. And then we'll see what Cel gets from this.
Okay.
Based on your success. Or failure.
Persuade.
You don't have to tell me.
She'll roll persuade.
Which one would be the truth and which one would be...
Persuade is for truth. If you truly didn't hear what Celery said, fast talk will be if this is bullshit and you did hear what he said, but you're just trying to deflect.
So don't tell us.
Don't tell us.
And
just
just
pick
roll.
one. Just roll.
Oh, okay. It was just a regular success.
A regular success. Okay. Up to you then what Celery would be able to read from you.
That, well, not having headphones on in the first place made what I was saying pretty hard to believe in the first place.
Celery also did not hear the volume on your game.
Yeah.
Important note.
I actually downloaded the game without volume. So it's total bullshit.
Total bullshit. Okay.
But there's like this unspoken understanding that's where we're at right now.
Piss off.
Fuck you. But thanks for coming and saying good morning.
Noted.
Good night. Sorry. It's been a long time since I've looked at my clock. Whatever. Get out. Unless you're here to appreciate my rare creatures of ancient origin. And I don't want you here.
Noted. Celery leaves. Celery goes and reflects.
Molly turns back and is double-clicking to expand her giraffe enclosure.
Amazing. You guys make it to your puny gate.
There's a tear running down her face as she does so.
Oh, well, that's cute.
Does does Maeve have to make more mechanical checks? I think
Yeah.
you said she had to make 4.
4. So you've made one successful one, so you have 3 more left.
Does she have to do that before the puny gate?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
Yeah, so Maeve, if you want to just go ahead and shotgun out your 3 remaining mechanical checks. But after you announce the results of each, we all have to gasp in increasing levels of surprise and awe.
All right. Well, this first one, failure.
Man, I went way too big, way too quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to go
All right, we gotta top
soprano.
it, we gotta
So
top
that
it.
was a bass
Top it.
laugh,
We
then
gotta
I'll do a
top it.
mezzo
We gotta
laugh,
top
and
it.
then
We gotta top it.
gasp,
That is a regular success.
You gotta top it.
And that is a hard success.
Oh my god. Okay, it's down to the last one.
Oh, do I have to do another one?
Yeah, because you failed one.
Oh, I have to do another. Okay.
Ooh.
That is I'll use 2 more luck points to push that. Or not, I don't think it's a push, but I'll use 2 more luck points to make that one pass.
Oh my!
Okay, normal. Sweet. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah, very normal. This is very professional. Very professional. Professional improvisers, everybody. So, we make it to the puny gate. Because it does take several days of travel, your puny gate does have time to recharge. Puny gates take 2 Terran days to recharge, orbiting a sun, basically. And then you basically go meet up with your puny gate, which is like an attachment that you basically like attach your ship to from the outside, and that's what enables you to travel faster than light and jump between star systems.
And is it called a puny gate? Because
puny
it's
gate.
really tiny.
No, it's a portative, unified, near egress gate.
Oh.
But I definitely named it by wanting to call it puny, and then I worked backwards from there.
A backronym.
It's a backronym, yep. PUN-E.
Did you say backgammon?
Oh shit, it's a callback. All right.
Callback.
Ladies and gentlemen and others. I gotta stop starting sentences with ladies and gentlemen. That's outdated. Comrades. Folks. Folks is great.
Folks.
You fucking can't go wrong with folks. You guys make the jump. Now, jumping with a puny gate is not quite as emotionally startling as beam gate travel. Beam gate, when you're traveling from the main beam gate stations on the Promethean Highway, is incredibly jarring. And puny gate travel is less so. However, there is that echo in your mind. Everyone who has made beam gate transits before, where you can usually you can cover quite larger distances, like in the thousands of light years, is the distances you can travel via beam gate. Your puny gate, you're usually only traveling between like 5 and 10, maybe up to like a dozen or so light years at a time. So you guys, fortunately, are in range of the Brugok system. You jump in to the system on your brief of Real Meat Space. There's some relevant information here. You know that in Real Meat Space, the only people who are allowed to carry long guns, so rifles and shotguns, are MeatSec employees. You also know that when you land in Gordo City on Stevald IV, they will search your ship. So, the question here is, do you want to try to hide your firearms and smuggle them onto Stevald IV, or are you guys ditching them somewhere? Because bear in mind, space is big, so...
I mean, we're definitely ditching some bodies.
Right. Yeah, totally. I mean, you could have like hucked them into the sun. Absolutely.
So, who of us has to use a long gun?
I have a pistol, so I think I'm fine regardless.
Like, we want to reflect on the fact that I have an ID for Real Meat, and I'd be very happy to impersonate a real meat person.
Ooh. Yeah, I'd love
and
to.
I'm very
back them
happy to
up.
hold a long gun.
I also have blue boots in the same hue as the official Real Meat employee blue.
If I'm not mistaken, my memory does serve me that the uniforms being worn by our dead folks is reflective of that, of
the uniforms that were on the dead folks were CorpSec. So corporate security. CorpSec is a subcorp that provides security. They kind of contract security out all over the Promethean Highway. MeatSec is the corporation specific. I realize that I named them unbelievably similar things, but that's because I am a hack and a fraud. So yeah, the MeatSec is a different entity. CorpSec would not have jurisdiction in MeatSec space.
So does the ID, does it have photo ID on it, or is it
it's photo ID for sure.
Okay. Maybe we should keep the ID in our back pocket in case we need like clearance anywhere, as far as if it has any sort of like tap capabilities or whatever. Does everyone have, like, is everyone good with using a pistol?
Like, I'm good with using a pistol.
Then maybe we should toss the bodies, toss the guns, maybe keep the CorpSec uniforms for later usage, tuck them somewhere.
I have a tickle trunk that I keep underneath my loft for exactly these kinds of situations.
All right, so I think we're tossing the guns.
I guess so.
Toss it away.
We didn't need to keep them, right? The people who we got paid for that. These are the weapons that we.
No, so these are not the weapons that you'd have stolen from the pirates. You guys had your armory of weapons.
Oh, I see.
So this is your own personal collection, not the guns you stole from the pirates. Those have already been offloaded on the station. This is just your personal firearms if you have long guns.
While this conversation is going on, Celery just walks over to our pirates who've been
the corpses,
just lying there for quite some time. Just wants to do a little spot hidden check on anything that could be there. Maybe a little, cloak of secrecy potion, or maybe a little, maybe a little cloak of secrecy potion, or maybe a little, R2D2 chip or something that you could come in handy later.
I like that you're covering both like D&D and Star Wars. Incredible. I will say, instead of having you roll, I'll say you go to, kind of like roll them over, and you notice that, yeah, they definitely have been kind of looted already because MawlEah and Maeve had already kind of went over the bodies last time. However, you know what? Make a luck check for me.
23, and it's 45. I'm right on the cusp, aren't I? If I use one...
You know what's so funny?
I need 22.
Can he burn a luck point to hard success on a...
I will absolutely allow it. Yeah, for sure. My job as the keeper is to try to get you guys to spend all of your resources. So please, by all means.
Actually, I lied. I had 39. I circled the other two later, last time with a pencil. So 23, 39.
Okay, so... But regular success?
Yeah, it's a regular success.
Regular success. Okay, on a regular success, you do find kind of like tucked away in a pouch, kind of like basically like, let's just say in the crotch of he/him pirate, you do find an extra magazine for the pistols that they were carrying.
Cool.
Celery puts that into their pocket.
Okay.
I guess on that note, how many magazines do we have?
If you guys just found the guns, they just had the magazine that was in the gun, essentially. They were not very smart pirates, as you could tell from their misogyny.
And the fact that they're dead.
And the fact that they're dead, for sure. For sure. No smart person has ever died. That's true.
Alrighty, so we just chucking these guns out into space along with just like unloading them. Like how would we go about dumping things from the ship?
Entirely up to you. So definitely not impossible, and actually wouldn't really be that difficult mechanically just to chuck them out into space. However, you could definitely get it set up in a way that you like can find them again. If you do the right calculations, you can put them in an orbit around something, or stash them away at a point in space and just basically have Harvest keep track of their trajectory and then just go meet up with it when you leave the planet. So it's like totally an option for you.
Guys, I have an idea. There's this really cool thing where I can locate using GPS. But like futuristic space version.
What is
Nano GPS.
What does the G in GPS stand for in this case?
Gargantuan.
Galactic.
Galactic.
No, gargantuan is right. I think
Gargantuan's way better.
Gargantuan.
Yeah, gargantuan.
And we can. It's okay. So here's long story short. I had a cat. Okay, I had a cat, and it liked to do spacewalks, and it needed one of those fancy collars where I know where it is all the time. Well, here's the thing. I accidentally bought it at Space Costco. I got 40 of them. My idea is we wrap them all around the barrels of our weapons somewhere where it's not going to fall off. Maybe not the barrel. That's actually the only gun word I know other than
Gun.
I put the gun tags on the guns, and then we can flush the guns out with the refuse around a really large, what are they called? Asteroid. Space rock. That's so big. It has just its own little pull, and then maybe we could collect it later.
With the exception of your cat collars, yes, 100%.
But why? It's part of the system.
You make
It's
things
built
so
in.
complicated.
So
It's
if
built
you
Just burn it.
If you keep track of which asteroid that you stash the guns on, and you can get Harvest to track this for you, then it's good. You go ahead and make an intelligence check for me. Whoever would like, actually.
Maeve fails.
Fail.
Regular success.
Okay, regular success. So 2 fails because
That's
MawlEah
okay.
has failed.
It's like an extreme fail.
Okay, hard fumble. Gotcha.
It's really bad.
Celery has a success.
Celery
Regular
succeeds.
success.
Celery and Marmot, you two, you understand the risks of kind of leaving it on an asteroid. It's like Harvest can track it. Maybe Harvest will lose it, but probably not. But there's definitely a risk of putting a big, like, pinging signal sending device on where you're stashing the firearms that are technically illegal in this sector. And you'll probably draw the attention of MeatSec.
Well, I think it's a really inspired idea. I just don't know if, like, the cat collars, I think, are going to be a problem.
I've got dexterous fingers.
Well-
It'll be fine. What's the problem?
You have dexterous toes too.
I do. You need them. It's from all the boob.
Anyways, I say just throw them in the incinerator. Call it a day. Why do we want to keep them? What purpose does it keep us? Throw them in the incinerator. No one will know. It just goes out like all the other carbon out of our ship. Call it a day. We got handguns. We don't need them. No one's keeping them. If we get caught with them, we're done. It's too much risk. Not enough reward.
I don't totally disagree.
Good answer.
It's the nicest thing that MawlEah has ever said to Celery.
I'm surprised that you could come up with such a good idea, Celery.
Celery had butterflies in their stomach prior to that comment.
Okay, so what are we doing? Do you want me to incinerate the guns? Or are you going to throw them into space?
Can we throw them and into the furnace one by one and see which one makes the best light show, Harvest?
Yeah, I got no problem with that. Let me consult with God. And yeah, I'm going to say yes. Absolutely. You, yeah, for sure. Go ahead and make a roll a dice. Pick a dice, roll a dice. Don't tell me which dice, just tell me the number you get.
4.
Okay, it's the shotgun. The shotgun makes the best light show.
Pew,
Cool.
pew.
So you guys are melting all the guns?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Get rid of everything.
Melt your guns down, no problem.
But in an environmentally friendly way where the fumes are not toxic, they're instead collected and turned into like some toys.
Well, you are in the vacuum of space, which is full of radiation and nothing else. So you can do whatever you want with it. You're not in an atmosphere.
Pollution is relative.
You make your way to Stevald IV.
I'm shoving a bunch of really dirty, toxic, dusty figurines of unicorns into my pockets as we run.
Molly, listen here, megabytes. Stop throwing all those things in your pocket. Come on.
Sel, yeah, come on.
Why are you running? You're still in space.
I know, but it's been, okay, I didn't want to tell anyone this, but my muscles have slowly begun to atrophy because of all the Zoo Tycoon. So I just need to get a little bit of exercise in here and there, wherever I can get it.
Oh, man. Incredible. You arrive at Stevald IV. And boy, are your arms tired.
We're here.
Stevald IV is mostly a desert planet. There is this red hue, like a kind of yellowish red hue that's the entire surface. It doesn't look like any of it seems to support life in any way that you'd recognize, except you know that this planet was terraformed centuries ago to have a breathable atmosphere. Even from space, Gordo City stands out as almost like this sore on this very cavernous, canyonous landscape. It seems that just watching, and Harvest is on your screens kind of like zooming in and showing you the, like from orbit, kind of like a satellite imagery of the planet. And it seems that the planet is made up of these massive mesas with deep, deep canyons that even your ship's cameras cannot see to the bottom of. You see readouts of like the difference between the temperature at the top of these mesas and then within the canyons themselves. And we're talking like the top of them will be around, 30 to 50 degrees Celsius, depending on how much in the sun they are. And then at the bottom, it's like negative 40, 50, 60 degrees Celsius, just because these are places that never see the sun. Gordo City seems to sit in a natural valley of these mesas. And you can see this mess of steel structures that stretch from kind of slightly above that surface down into these canyons. The spaceport being the highest level. You get a notification, Molly, from Harvest. Just be like, okay, you ready for atmospheric entry?
Ugh, yeah, I suppose. This is a really gross looking planet. Yeah, take us down, please, thank you.
All right. Okay, here we go. And you guys begin your descent into the planet, and then ding, a little communication channel request opens up.
Yep. This is the Anserina.
Anserina, yeah.
I mean, Anserina. Sorry, it's in another language. What's up?
This is MeatSec Security. State your business.
MeatSec! Long time no see!
This is gonna go well.
This is going great.
We didn't think of a cover story, guys.
While this is happening, she's like frantically waving you all over to come and gather around the little headpiece that we could speak into.
Hello. Hi.
This is, this is my associate, Celery.
Hi.
You can see Harvest mutes your mic, and it's just like, so they've target locked us. Whatever you guys are doing, please do it quick. And then unmutes you.
Were we given any kind of information? I don't remember.
Hi, sorry. We're the new delivery people.
We're here to deliver haircuts.
We've got haircuts for the crew. It's one of those new. It's from HR.
Go ahead. Normally, I would give you every penalty dice that was in my power to give you.
idea.
However, you were working together, so mechanically speaking, I can only punish you so much. What I'll say, just straight fast talk check.
Okay.
Can we get a camera on me and I show off my amazing haircut that I got from Cell?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Also, it's me, so like I look. Oh, actually, can I also do a check that because I always look. That's my main personality trait is my physical appearance. So regardless, I have like a series of wigs, and I've picked my sharpest, most precise wig, just coincidentally.
Okay. We're gonna do a little runway.
Yeah.
Walk.
So you guys, this is all right. So
Yeah.
you're trying to riz your way into meat sex space. I'm
Kind of like
on
a Christmas gram,
All right.
but for haircuts.
Here's what we'll do.
in space.
Sorry. Go ahead, Celery. You also want to add something?
Celery would also like to make some commentary to the meat sec folks, and Celery would also like to do a library use check, because Celery can recall that meat sec folks, if going back maybe 100, 200 or so years, meat sec folks really, really, really were grounded in their appearance. And Celery was aware of this. So Celery wants to ensure that this is correct. So he wants to use some library use and just go through their digitized memory.
Cater to their strengths and cultural interests.
Okay.
Listen,
so there's
Celery's deeply rooted. Okay, Celery's deeply rooted.
I understand. Okay, so let's summarize. Our ideas are.
No, wait, we got more.
We want to show them a picture of your dope fade, Marmot. We would like to show them how hot Molly is. And then you want to appeal to their former work aesthetic.
Yeah, and I have clippers. We're here to give haircuts.
Shit, I forgot about the clippers. That's what
kind
brings
of
it all
like-
together.
Exactly.
An infomercial. It's almost like we're presenting them with an infomercial upon arrival.
I'll tell you what. So you are eventually, Molly, because you spoke, you are going to be making a fast talk check. However, I'm going to get 3 checks. Molly, you make an appearance check. I'm actually going to say you also make an appearance check, but do so with the bonus dice because you're dope fade, Marmot.
Okay.
And Celery, go ahead and make that library use check. We are looking for more successes than failures on this. It's best 2 out of 3. So if we get more successes than failures, you get a bonus dice in your fast talk check, Molly.
I have an perfect. I got a 15, which I think is that an extreme success?
That's an extreme success. That'll count for 2 successes.
I got a regular success.
Regular success.
I rolled the same thing twice. I rolled a 14. It's a hard success.
These
Did not
are
want us to succeed on this.
damn fine haircuts.
Yeah.
The line, the radio connection to Meat Sec is quiet for a moment. And then you just hear, finally. There have been no good barbers on this planet for years, and I have been messaging HR for months to bring the old haircuts back, the mandatory fades.
That's these. You have, we've come to you. We have arrived. You're welcome.
We can do a quick demonstration. Would you like to see how the wonderful art we can do in just a very quick second?
I'll do you one better. Hey, we have to board your ship. It's a formality. We've got to search your ship. Me and the boys. You can give us, please, we need the makeover desperately. When you land we'll check the ship. We got to check the ship, make sure there's nothing to be afraid of on the ship, for real meat, kind of our security of our planet. But I'm desperately excited for this makeover. I cannot wait.
We are too. We're so happy to be here today.
Okay, you are cleared to land.
And then you can see a little notification Harvest puts up. It's just 2 thumbs up. Target lock, disabled, basically.
Harvest?
Yeah, sweetie.
You haven't said good morning to me.
Molly fumbles around with the buttons and makes the ship do what it needs to do to land.
Right on. As you're doing that, Harvest just goes, I am so sorry, sweetie. Look, I don't say good morning to anyone except for Maeve, because Maeve is my special person. Isn't that right, Maeve? You're special.
Yes, Harvest.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, but sorry, Celery. We don't have the same connection that Maeve and I have.
When you've been friends this long and you work so closely together as colleagues, you develop a unique connection.
Yeah, platonic, a colleague, platonic colleague connection. That's what I was thinking too, is just how non-romantic it was.
Do you know Maeve's father, Harvest?
Not personally.
Is it platonic?
Are you asking if I fucked Maeve's dad?
Yeah.
I mean, you said it, not me.
Oh, Harvest, would you like some salt? Some aloe for that burn? Are you just trembling in shame right now?
I just thought maybe don't antagonize the thing that's keeping us alive in space. Just a thought.
Now, see, that's right. See, Marmot's got the idea. Look, I never thought I was going to have to tell you this, but I'm a spaceship. I can't have sex with people unless they're already inside me.
Oh my god. So are you saying...
No, we're not having sex right now. That'd be gross. No.
Do you have any idea how much boob I have in my boots at any given moment?
Oh no, yeah, we track that because the particulates, they get into the air supply, and then
oh my
there's
God.
a lot of blood in that. A lot of human blood.
Oh my god. Yeah. Where do you think the second B comes from? It's a well-known fact.
Oh, some beautiful world building.
Yeah, this is great. I love that you guys are just expanding my universe so much.
It's lab grown hemoglobin. It's fine.
Look, folks.
Got
As we're
no
landing,
soul.
I just have to call this out, Maeve. I know I didn't give you a haircut earlier, but if we need to distract, I will give you a haircut. Okay? Are you prepared for that?
Almost like flash mobs like they used to do, but it's like flash haircuts.
Yes.
That sounds dangerous. I don't think that's up to protocol on this ship.
Remember, we can only do it once. Because once I cut your hair, I can't fade you twice. Look at Marmot. That's skin. He doesn't have a toque. His toque's on tight. I can't reskin that, okay? We can use that once.
So, only clippers, no scissors.
Only clippers.
Molly, did you know it was that much of a commitment to get a haircut?
Maeve, quite frankly, I am still reeling as I'm the only person aboard who has not been approached for a haircut.
Why would I approach you?
For a haircut, obviously. You're approaching everyone else with your haircuts. Where's mine?
The ship shudders as you enter the atmosphere of Stevald IV.
As the ship shudders, you hear so slightly, in the mornings when you make Gigabyte Krispies, you never make me a bowl.
Even like Gigabyte Krispies!
Marmot, I know we have our issues, but I think Mom and Dad are fighting.
I hate it.
Why did he give you a haircut?
I don't know. He offered. I was bleeding. I don't think he knew that before he offered me the haircut, though.
Molly shuts the tiny non-door, kind of cardboard flappy thing that separates the front part of the ship from wherever you guys are.
Did you say a cardboard flappy thing?
Yeah, it's not actually.
Separates.
It's an open plan layout ship, but
Open concept.
yeah. But we needed to make some walls. We didn't have a lot of money. Okay, so I just improvised to a cardboard.
I actually love that for the Anserina, honestly.
In your gigabyte crispy box.
The ship
Yeah, it is.
enters the atmosphere. It is turbulent. You guys do have to sit down and strap in as you guys approach the
Marmot! Belt on!
Oh, sorry.
Here, I'll help you with that, honey. Just a sec. Just
Your
a sec.
safety belt!
You got here you go. All right.
Marmot, make a constitution
Good
check for me.
You two did this to me. Ooh, that's a failure.
Can I have grabbed him next to me while we're on the way down? I presume that we're all kind of in a central cockpit on the way down to be belted in. Can I have reached over to grab him?
Yeah, for sure. You grab him, and he seems to kind of look at you, thankfully. But then, Molly, you go to grab the belt, and as your hands kind of brush against him, you see his face go crimson red, and you feel this wave of body heat wash over you, like someone just turned up the heat on the ship, and he starts sweating.
Oh, are you? I didn't know that you had Blaborian blood in you. That's my great aunt? She was Blaborian. Hot pink, we used to call her.
Yeah, that's it.
Marmot, you know what will help you? Sing one of your songs. One of those songs from your CD deck or whatever you call it, whatever old thing you have. Sing one of your songs. It will help you feel better. You'll recenter yourself.
Yeah, sing one of your songs, sweetie.
Tell me you've got some of those Blaborian hits.
What do you call it? Beastus Boys?
Oh,
Beastus Boys? What is it? Beastus?
classic.
I got the Beastie Boys. Literally, my mind is blank. I can't think of a single word.
I think I remember from when my great aunt used to take me to her skin events where we just massage lotion into it.
Let's not get sued for copyright infringement. The ship comes to a landing. It is kind of assigned a certain berth. Molly, are you letting Harvest handle this? Harvest can totally land the ship unless you would like to.
Well, Molly already pushed the buttons a while ago that made the ship go down. So in a way, it was me and Harvest. If anything,
together?
Harvest only does things that I input. Where does the line start?
Yeah, where do you start and Harvest ends?
Exactly.
No, totally. 100%. Regardless, the collaboration succeeds. The ship comes to a landing.
Is it a soft
Molly
landing?
high fives herself.
Is it a soft landing? Make a piloting check.
She's high fived herself before the landing has even gone.
Of course. You're 2 kilometers off the ground.
That's a really good success. I got 11. So that's a critical success.
Oh shit, an extreme success.
Extreme success.
Celery, the only reason that you realize you've landed, and you realize it 5 or 6 seconds afterwards, is just because the ship has stopped shaking.
I'm still shaking.
Yeah.
Wow, Molly, I've definitely landed better before, but that was okay. Glad we made it in one piece, seeing as you're the pilot.
There are some parts of the ship that I wish had crashed.
Yeah, like the stupid door.
Like the part that you're sitting in, particularly.
Wait,
So there's some meat set guys outside, and they're trying to get into the ship.
Let him in.
Wait, one sec. She's madly fixing her eyes and makeup and putting on her.
Her boob.
One more, just a second.
Putting on her butte.
Okay, we're good.
Alrighty. The meat sec agents come onto the ship. There are 4 of them in total. They are in full riot armor, and they are carrying large assault rifles. One of them steps forward, and he kind of silently looks at each of you in turn. And then
salute.
Molly does a little hi kind of wave with all of her fingers.
awkward wave.
awkward wave.
The Celery says, "Hi, how are you?"
He his eyes just kind of snap to you. He just says, "You're the barber."
That's correct.
And he pulls off his helmet, and all the other guards do as well. And you can see their hair is just this unruly mop.
We all look at each other and
looks
go,
at you. He's, help, please.
oh, sweetheart, it's all right.
And then all the meat sec agents start crying.
Oh,
All right,
Molly
first,
walks forward. and
Marmot, let's go get some chairs for them.
Okay, yeah, I'll go help.
The first one, the one who took the helmet off first, Celery says, with respect, what's your name and pronouns?
I'm Jonathan Bile, and my pronouns are he, him.
Jonathan Bile. Beautiful name. Take a seat. You've lost yourself, but today you'll refine yourself.
I'm not going to make you roll for a haircut. Go ahead and roll a spot hidden check for me, though.
That's a great idea.
You were thinking the same thing. I got there a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hot rolls tonight, folks.
Hell yeah.
Hard success.
On a hard success. Okay. As you are going to give dope fades to the entirety of this security team, Jonathan Biles, just seems very, very happy about the whole thing. You go to pull the collar of the shirt he's wearing under the riot armor down a little bit, and you see a tattoo just at the base of his neck, and it looks like a cross with above the main cross brace of the cross, there are two smaller ones, and then it looks like rays of sunshine out from it. Go ahead and make a history check for me if you wish, or library use, your call.
It will be library use. Fail.
There's something about this image that tickles your brain, but you can't quite place it.
Can I also notice it? Because I've set up an impromptu hair washing station. And I'm wondering if as I gesture to this gentleman to come and get his hair washed. Come on, darling.
It's Jonathan. Molly, this is Jonathan.
Yeah. Do I notice it though?
Celery's giving Molly a look because we have to treat our clients with the utmost respect. It's Jonathan.
So sorry, darling. Jonathan. Come on, darling. Jonathan. Come tilt your head back, sweetie. Yep, that's right. Just like that. A little bit more to the left. Left up. Perfect.
Okay. Incredible hair washing technique, by the way. But go ahead and make a spot hidden check as well.
No, that's a fail.
Fail. Okay.
But a regular fail.
He's got some ink, but it doesn't really stick out to you.
Okay, so I just look kind of like, and I just massage aimlessly, kind of sometimes poking him in the eye and stuff.
Can Maeve and I kind of get a look? They came in through some sort of airlock. Can we look in there and see kind of what we're getting ourselves into?
Totally. So you guys, it's not an airlock. You guys, Gordo City has, or sorry, I should say Stevald IV has a breathable atmosphere. So you guys are just landing on a landing pad, like in the open. When the ship opened, the cargo bay opened, they came in. You are just looking out on, into the spaceport. The spaceport is called as such because it is where goods are brought into atmosphere. The meat sec agents seem very preoccupied with their haircuts, getting their haircuts. You guys totally free to leave the ship. As you walk outside, you can see that you are in kind of a back corner of the dockyards. Nonetheless, or the spaceport, I should say. I am going to send something to the group chat. You have all received an incredibly well-rendered artistic map of Gordo City that, once again, 100% was not done in MS Paint. Thank you.
You're very talented,
No,
Brian.
I deserve that. I deserve all of your praise and love. You guys are in, you can see in the dockyards is kind of on, if we were assuming that this map is oriented north, the dockyards would be in the northwest sector. You guys are on like the northwest tip of it. The dockyards kind of making up the northwest tip of the city here. As you, Marmot and Maeve, walk out of the ship, you can see an almost constant stream of basically shipping containers being piloted by drones that are just constantly coming and going from the spaceport, which I have on the map as the dockyards because I forgot to change it, but it's the spaceport. There are ships, kind of like exiting, like landing in atmosphere. Most of them are branded Real Meat. These are like Real Meat, like ships. As you were in atmosphere, as you were kind of coming down into orbit, I got distracted by all of your nonsense, which I hardly appreciate. You did see there are massive ships, like massive, like basically, like they're almost like tiny. Imagine like a fishbone. Imagine like a fish that has been like totally gutted. These ships that you saw in orbit were basically like there was a kind of bulb at the end where, obviously the pilot and the crew lived. And then there was just this spine with little tendrils coming off of it that you saw these ships now that are launching from the dockyards into space and bringing the containers up there. So it's obviously this kind of conveyor belt to get the Real Meat product from the planet to the orbit and then out of system. That was all super important for you guys, just to understand the economics of how Real Meat gets moved from one place to another. It's very narratively significant. You don't see very much kind of like variety in ship. In fact, the Anserina is one of the more unique ships. It's kind of like instantly recognizable, especially for people who have kind of made their living being used to kind of like sneak into places or being like unobtrusive. While in most places, the Anserina, people would look at it and just kind of be like, all right, whatever, like this kind of heap of trash. Here it kind of stands out because there is a kind of like enforced corporate kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, homogeny, I guess, to the ships.
We don't fit the brand.
You do not fit the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, you can see there's like crew kind of like running around. There are people just kind of like running around, and some people do stop and kind of look at your ship and give it a bit of a quizzical look. You finish up with the haircuts, Celery, and the meat set guys do then go through the ship. From my understanding, you guys have gotten rid of all of your contraband. And Celery, you know what it looks like when the security guards are just like doing kind of like a cursory examination. You've clearly kind of like won some sort of camaraderie with them. So they're just, whereas like these guys are the types of guys where you can read into them that these guys would be the types to tear your ship apart. They're more just kind of like opening the door to your hab and then just kind of like looking in and being like, yeah, all right, that looks good, and closing it. It's a very cursory examination of your ship. They give you clearance to leave. Jonathan Bile shakes your hand and he just says, "May his light shine upon you."
Cell reaches out their hand. "Johnny B, thank you. And I hope the warmth touches all of us."
And he just kind of like touches his heart as much as he can through the layers of bulletproof armor, nods his head to you, puts his helmet back on, and the MeatSec agents leave the ship. You guys are free to wander through Gorto City. The kind of rundown that Johnny B would have given you is that, so as far as firearms are concerned, you can open carry pistols. Concealed carry is frowned upon. So he's like, what he explained to you is that if MeatSec catches you concealed carry, like you better have a good reason. The only place that you are not allowed to bring firearms, so individual businesses can confiscate your firearms or get you to check them at the door. And within the mega plant itself, which the mega plant makes up the largest section of Gordo City. The mega plant itself, if you are to actually enter the premises, you can't have firearms within there. You have to check your firearms. Other than that, you guys are good to go. What you would have received from the officer, your kind of mission brief, is that you know that Lucas Farin was staying at an inn, a hotel known as the Last Manger.
I reckon we ought to go and take a little walk out to this inn.
Molly, I think you have your thoughts on something, but I just want to share something with you. This is important. Look, remember when we were meeting Maeve's dad and I said, they're listening? Remember that? And you weren't listening to me? You remember?
Yeah. I guess.
I remember that.
Good, Marmot. I'm glad you remember. Maeve, I think you remember too. Your dad was challenging you, but you might have remembered. Actually, no, you were talking to your dad. Never mind. But what I will say is, folks, you hear the thing Johnny B said to me when he shook my hand? He said that religious thing. Be mindful. Be very mindful here.
So
be mindful.
I'm not allowed to swear or what? Uh-oh. That's a big sigh.
It is, especially when you comment on it. Look, just be mindful. That I don't know what it means right now, but we got to be mindful.
Okay.
I have an idea. I'm suddenly hit with inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
You sell. Normally I don't trust anything you have to say.
Oh boy. Here we go.
But you did look kind of startled when you saw him shake your hand. Did he have something on him? Anything on his skin, perchance?
Well, I do recall this ink image on his back, but I can't speak to it.
I knew it.
I can't recall what it is, but there's just this there's this ink image on his back. Maeve, did you see it? Did you see any ink image?
No, I didn't see it because I was going and getting chairs. Would you be able to describe it to me?
Just wait. You hear like rustling sounds, the sounds of like a old Honda Civic like glove compartment kind of opening up. And then it closes and it falls open again and you hear like, God damn it, fucking shut. God, yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Here we go.
And it runs. I got it. And I slam down this leather bound, this nano leather bound like a file folder thing, you know, the collapsible kind for like resumes when you're 15 and stuff.
Like a trapper keeper.
Yeah, and in it I have tons. Yes, yeah. In it I have like 50 different stick-on tattoos of it was like a mix pack, like a variety pack that I just bought off of Nanazon. And it just, you know, because they're all about, you know, like they sell those calendars. Okay, here's what I've got. You know, they sell those calendars that have like all of the holidays, regardless of the religion. They did the same thing, but with religious symbolism and iconography in the whole galaxy. And I bought that pack of tattoos. Never thought I'd need it. I'm wondering, should we look through? Maybe you can see if you remember it. We can wear them.
So you got the coexist?
That's an ancient one. Yeah. But I do. I've got about 4.
I also like the idea. You know what? Now in 2902, that religion exists, and it's the most like intolerant religion, the coexist religion. They're the most intolerant, dogmatic.
Coexist or die.
Coexist or die. Yeah, exactly. Molly, go ahead and make a luck check for me.
Okay. I rolled a 68 and I've circled 60.
So that means you have failed it by 8 points. As previously established, I would let you reduce your luck by 8 points. You'd bring it down to 52, and then you could succeed if you wanted.
I don't care that much.
Okay, gotcha.
I'd rather save the tattoos.
I appreciate it. So Catherine in the main cast will try to yes and me into giving her a spaceship. And thus far, you just tried to yes and me into giving you like GPS cat collars and stickers. So I do appreciate that. I will say.
Dude, they're from Nanazon. Come on.
They're from Nanazon. Yeah, touche.
Well, you know, while that maybe didn't pan out, I do just have some paper and a pen if you would draw anything unusual for
Maeve,
me.
thank you so much for your temperament.
Whatever.
I don't often give compliments, but your temperament's so appreciated, unlike the likes of Molly. Excuse me, I digress. I am happy to draw it for you, though.
Thank you.
I would say if you took a line and you made the line approximately 2 inches.
Molly is just covering herself in various tattoos, just glaring at you two.
You need fucking water.
I have water.
Anyways, you take a line and you
Nano
make it
water.
very straight. So if you had a line, if you took a protractor and you were looking at, so if you know when you look out into the universe and you notice you see Orion's galaxy. When Orion's galaxy is there, it makes the symbol of a protractor. So follow me. So it makes a symbol of a protractor.
Should we just make him draw it? Yes, Sel.
Thank you. I did hear whispering.
10 minutes later, you get Celery to draw.
So the line is straight, okay? and then approximately in the top third of said line, you know what Orion's galaxy on the left-hand side?
25 minutes passes.
Molly is now tattooing the available skin of the people sitting closest to her.
I never thought I'd want to be tatted, Marmot, but like maybe we can convince Sel that he should get into tattooing.
So when Orion's excuse me? What's going on here, folks?
We're just deeply interested in what you're talking about and can't wait for you to continue.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I just did some research. Turns out the days here are 35 years long, so just enough time to finish the first half of this story of yours.
Wow. That's coming from someone who doesn't have a Nanazon Prime account, but whatever. Anyways, you would be getting your tattoos on time, wouldn't you?
You know what?
Instead of waiting half a day.
Perhaps I'm using someone else's account.
Sal, you're doing great. Just look at the paper. Just stay focused on the paper. Continue.
Thank you.
We've got 2 lines.
Thank you, Marmot.
So far.
Marmot, you have a great haircut, by the way. Excuse me. So anyways, it's a straight line and about 1/3 down, similar to Orion's galaxy. There's just a line that goes across.
It's a cross.
So, pardon?
Sorry, it's the line crosses the other line in the shape of a cross.
Well, excuse me.
Like a plus sign with a bit of a growth spurt.
Molly. Molly.
Yes, Sel.
You have 50 tattoos on you right now.
Yeah.
I'm taking you less seriously than I usually
You know what? That is... How dare you?
You have the coexist tattoo on you right now.
It's upside down.
And that is the most judgmental religious affiliation in the whole galaxy. I'm judging you.
While Sel and Molly are arguing, Maeve, can I do some sort of check to see if I know what this is?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history or occult check.
Maeve is like, what the fuck?
Or library use / computer use.
Can I do an education check?
Ooh, actually, you know what? Yes. And for very specific reasons, you get a bonus dice on this. I just realized.
That'll be just a regular success.
On a regular success, you and Abigail stayed in touch for much longer after her conversion than she stayed in touch with her father. She would occasionally, even though you guys were in like different sections of the Promethean Highway, you would get messages from her occasionally, and she was still sending you like pictures. You remember she started telling you about this one friend she had. She never named them, but she just mentioned that, at first one day, she first was talking about this friend. She's like, oh, yeah, he kind of believes some wild things, but I think he's a really good guy at heart. And you remember she sent you a picture and he had his arm kind of around her and the sleeve was pulled up. And you remember seeing a tattoo on his wrist. And it just was this kind of weird cross shape. And as over the hour and a half to 2 hours that Celery takes to draw it, you start to recall that, it's the same tattoo that was on this guy's wrist. On a regular success on an education check, because Maeve, being as methodical as she is, would have maybe done some research into what that image means. You know that is the symbol used by the Jesuits of Christ.
Folks, I think we're right in it here. I think that Jonathan Bile is one of the Jesuits.
Oh, I've got that one. I think it... Oh, yeah, here it is. just above my left kidney.
Yeah,
That's what you saw.
It's always pulsing.
Shut up.
So I think we're in the thick of it here. I think what you were saying earlier, Sel, I think we do need to be careful because, my sister, she was talking to this guy, my sister started moving away from my dad and, less in contact with him for a little bit before she fully disappeared, and she would talk to me a little bit, and she got involved with this guy, and he had that tattoo, and it was after that she kind of up and left. And my sisters, say what you will about Abby, she's been implicated in a few things, but she, me and her, we're similar in a lot of ways, and we're pragmatic people, and we're critical of things. Say what you will about my father, but he was ultimately, at the end of the day, critical about what people would tell him. And for her to just theoretically up and run with this guy, there's something not right about how they operate. So I think she might be here, and I think if we're not careful, we're not leaving either.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
Of course, Sel.
Well, I guess we got to go to this hotel.
Aye, that's the last thing we've got. So I guess go see if anyone there remembers it and is willing to barter for a haircut.
If we know that it's the Jesuits of Christ, could we not go to one of their... Do they have like a temple or a church or some sort of organizational
I think if
place we could visit?
If we do go, I think we need to do it in secret. I think if we go there and talk to them, we might get stuck there too.
Can I do a history check or library use check on their place of worship?
You would know, I would say, with Celery kind of being as switched on as he is to the news and things like that, the Jesuits are an extremist sect of the Church of His Light. So realistically, even odds, they do tend to operate out of Church of His Light temples. So it's just going to be a question of finding the right one.
I'm trying to ascertain if it's a single person worship, if they stand in a line, if there's a bunch of people in a group, specifics.
In that case, then, okay, so specifics kind of about the organization of the Jesuits. As far as is known, go ahead and make a history check for me.
Sorry. I got a success.
A success. Okay.
Yeah.
On a regular success, the Jesuits of Christ, not much is known about the organization, kind of generally speaking. If you had have done a deep dive on a regular success, this would have been, maybe like an evening or two of kind of deep diving, and just see Celery could kind of get that sense of like, okay, sweet, I have this situation as surrounded as I can. The Jesuits don't have a clear hierarchy. They have a very strange relationship with the Church of His Light. The Church of His Light has officially condemned them as extremists, but then a lot of Faith Juno Angevin's kind of like televangelization, a lot of the sermons that she's given do get criticized by pundits for being, kind of sympathetic to a lot of the things that the Jesuits are saying, a lot of the more extremist views, and that's why Juno Angevin tends to be more of a controversial figure. As far as their organization, not really much is known about it. That the types of attacks that they tend to carry out tend to be very targeted. They tend to be kind of targeted against people who they believe are not worthy of receiving His light being Sol, the light of Sol, or a star that casts light on earth. So the attack that Abigail's sister was implicated in was of a group of people who were being transported into the primary system, into Sol. And that ship exploded, but also so it killed everyone on board, and it also killed quite a lot of other people in the dockyards of that particular beam gate station. Sorry, that was a whole lot of words, but I don't know if I actually answered your question at all.
You did. Would I recall if the Jesuits would take any sacrifice or offerings in their temple?
The Church of His Light is not There's nothing really like esoteric about the actual offerings made in church. Most of it is kind of like metaphorical, but definitely the church does accept like donations for sure. So it's just cash. But you don't know, I'd say just on a regular success, you don't know necessarily enough about how the Jesuits would operate to know it would seem, you would imagine that like cash is probably not your way in, even though it might be into the Church of His Light. Mm-hmm.
Can I do a luck check to see if I have in my tickle trunk, if I have like the clothing of any of the members who would like frequent a temple that we could disguise ourselves in? Because do they wear cloaks or something?
No, they don't. They don't necessarily wear a uniform. But I would say, you know what, you can make a check. You can make a luck check.
Or have like
no, actually no, because they don't wear uniforms. They don't wear uniforms necessarily, and there'd be no reason for MawlEah, even if you accidentally assembled it, there'd be no reason for MawlEah to necessarily have that.
So I think our first order of business should be go talk to these people that work at the inn, see if we can find out any more information about where Lucas Farron went, frequented, more info about him. And then hopefully from there, that points us in a few directions that we can take. And if that doesn't pan out, then maybe we start looking around some of the religious buildings in town.
You've taken the words right out of my mouth.
I was going to say that first, but
no, you weren't.
Sal, you took the words out of my mouth. Rude.
You're all so smart. You're all really smart. That was a
we know
great
Marmot.
idea,
Just
everyone.
Marmot, Marmot, no,
Marmot.
just be quiet, Marmot. Pull your toque down. Come on.
Do we
I'm
know
sorry.
where this inn is? Like what?
You do not. You just know the name, the last manger.
Can I go up to? I suppose the people we talked to are pretty long gone by now.
Yeah, the MeatSec agents have left. You would know that there are public maps of the city at like certain points around the spaceport. I'm assuming you go to find one of those. Yeah. As you guys are making your way, you can see you're approaching it, and you can see an installation being built. Anyone who would like can make a history or occult check. Maeve, you can do so with a bonus dice, as can you, Celery. Exactly. And you take the better result.
I would fail both of those. I have nothing in either.
Gotcha.
I have a not regular. I have a great success.
Hard success. Okay, hard success from Celery. Awesome. You can kind of make it. It's not done yet, but you see the installation kind of taking shape into the exact same image that you saw tattooed on Johnny B.
Maeve, come here.
Yeah?
Come close. Remember what we were talking about? The hour and a half long when I drew out the image?
Yes. Yeah. I remember every detail.
Good. Because the Orient Galaxy, when you look at it, it is
Hey,
very
look,
precise.
that's the symbol you tried to draw.
Oh my God, look! And I run over and I lift up my shirt all awkwardly and I'm like, look, pointing at my left kidney. It's
For our
the
listeners.
same.
She's lifting up the back of her shirt.
Kidneys are on the
listeners.
back of bodies.
That's true. Yeah.
Bunch of perverts.
As you guys are looking at this, your attention is drawn kind of right across this.
Sorry.
It's all good. Right across this walkway that this kind of public data center is, with the installation being built beside it. You can see there is a woman standing on a soapbox. And she has a megaphone, and a little crowd has kind of like drawn around her. And she just says,
"This is as much our home as it is theirs. Everything that they make comes from us. And yet we have to live in the dirt while they live up high."
You can see she points to another section of the city that on the maps that were provided to you is called the Loft District. And you can see this is all like, it looks like, even from this distance, you can tell it's like very palatial manners and just like, maybe some of the only green space that you have seen on this planet so far. This crowd is, you can see some heads nodding, a lot of people kind of standing back, like obviously listening to this woman speak, but with like their arms kind of folded and not really wanting to commit one way or the other. And then she keeps speaking.
"We deserve a fair share of the profit that we create. Real meat does not exist without us. And they cannot keep treating us as they have treated us, making ideological decisions that we have no say in. Who amongst you will take the steps necessary? Do what is necessary. Fight for not only your lives, but the lives of your children. This is as much our planet as theirs. This is more our planet than theirs. Join the union. Join the union.
And she tries to start a chant. And then you hear a voice from behind you, Celery, Johnny B. And he just says,
I'm sorry you have to see this.
And you can see him reach under his armor and pull out a tear gas grenade and just lob it at the crowd.
Sorry, guys. Enjoy your stay here.
And they press a button on the side of their helmet and respirators turn on, and you can see them walk into the smoke. This is tear gas. It's not smoke, so it is still clear enough for you to see through, and you can see them all pull batons. And this woman tries to start running, and they grab her, and they just start beating the shit out of this union rep. And when she's finally just like drops her megaphone, they cuff her, and they just start dragging her off.
I hate HR. Oh my god. Holy shit. Maeve, coming close?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you listened to me. This is crazy.
Yeah, we gotta, as much as that's sickening to see and antithetical to a lot of what I believe in, I don't think we can do anything about this. I think we just need to get in, get the job done, get out, and hope to tell someone about what's going on.
I like your plan. Don't let Molly know I said that.
I'm right behind you. I'm right here. I heard you. I heard all of it.
How many tattoos do you have right now?
Well, the last couple, they slipped. Anyway, they kind of morphed into like one big one, and they're 87.
Thank you.
You still look really, really good. Let's go find this thing. What are we? Hotel? Motel?
You go
Holiday
up to
Inn?
It is a Holiday Inn, 100%.
Good song.
You go up to this data center, you punch in the last manger, and you get a hit. It is in the Porch Step district. This is basically the next district down from the dockyards. A little kind of infographic pops up and lets you know there's a train basically that will run from the dockyards to the Porch Step district. There is a train, it looks like, that connects all of the major platforms of the city being broken into these kind of platforms that are built on these like mesa-like structures with, as you guys are approaching the edge of the dockyards, or the spaceport I should say, sorry. I'm just gonna call it the dockyards. No, I'm not. I already said it's the spaceport. Fuck it, it's the spaceport. Fuck you, Brian, piece of shit. Think you're the boss of me. You approach these kind of like there are these large roads connecting them. And you can see there is traffic, like there are vehicles kind of like moving. There's also pedestrian traffic, and there are these like kind of bullet trains that travel between the different levels of the city. The dockyards being quite up high, as well as the loft district. You can see the city is kind of on like a downward slope. So like the port going down to the Porch Step district is one district kind of like on a slightly shorter mesa, and then on the biggest section, the mega plant, visible even from here with its constant stream of drones just heading to the spaceport and back, is on one of the lower sections of the city. And then even lower still, you can see another district to the north of the mega plant. Looking south, you can see another one that's quite up high that, if you are referencing your map, you'll see is called the Atrium, and then up to the Loft District, which is kind of like obviously the very rich part of town. That lower part, the northernmost part of the city, is the Lutum District. That's slightly lower than the mega plant, and then even lower still is the Rusticus District. That one, if you were to kind of look closer or like zoom in on it, you can see wisps of steam kind of coming off of it, because this is on a mesa that is low enough that it does not get sun ever, and you can just tell even by looking at it that it's just much colder than any of the other districts for that region. You have a couple options here. You can secure your own transportation, like you can basically get a vehicle. It will cost money, or you can take the train. Which would you prefer? The train is free.
I strongly recommend we get a vehicle.
Oh, because I want to take a train so we can just get an idea of the sights and sounds, but also recon. Maybe we'll meet some interesting people or hear some interesting information.
We just witnessed a union rep get beat and watch a crowd of people get thrown tear gas at them.
Yeah.
Do you want to recon with these people?
It won't happen as long as you stick with me. You know why? Because I'm covered in tattoos.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
87 of them.
87. So they don't know which organization I'm for, against. Who knows?
I think for right now, it might be a good idea just to take the free train. I think if we start coming in here hot with a lot of money and start buying stuff, we might attract some attention too. Like, we're just barbers who've been sent by Meatsec. If we operate outside of what like standard employees would do, it might draw some attention that we don't want.
But they already know we're here.
But if we start behaving oddly, they may not trust what we're doing.
Johnny B loves us.
Just gotta keep acting like barbers, and we're in the cool. We'll be fine.
So what are you guys doing? Are you guys going to take the train, or are you going to secure your own transportation?
Marmot, what do you think?
Well, I think everyone had some good points. Boy, I don't know. I don't have a lot of money.
Molly drapes herself seductively against the sign that shows where the train goes.
Yeah, that's what I think. We should go take the train. We should definitely take the train. I want to take the train, please.
That's my vote, is the train.
Sorry, Sal.
And none of you have said good evening to me.
You guys
Whatever.
board the train. It brings you down. Even on the train, everything about this city looks kind of dilapidated. Not necessarily, obviously not the Loft District. But this train, there's graffiti everywhere. The cushions on the seats, like they're threadbare, bits of foam kind of sticking out. Some of the graffiti you can see, like people have taped up posters, and you can see missing lettering on the bottom of these posters, but they have been torn off. They've been torn down. There is one hooded figure at the end of the car that you're in, and you kind of catch them just up on one of the windows, just put a poster and then just kind of give it a quick spray of quick setting glue, and you look at this poster and it's a picture of a woman. And it just says, Dawn Sun, Union Leader, has your interests at heart. The train makes its stop in the Portstead District. You have maybe a 30-minute walk from where the train is to the last manger inn. Now that you started to see those posters, you can see little remnants of them up on street corners and on streetlight poles, basically everywhere, that have been torn down. And you see what looks like a complete poster in the distance. But then you see a patrol of 4 Meatsec guards come by, and they just tear it down, rip it up, scatter it, keep walking. You make your way to the last manger. It's a small building, maybe 2 stories. The bottom story is obviously kind of like a bar, like a tavern kind of vibe, very seedy, very run down. And the upper section is obviously where they have rooms for rent. And it looks like the bar is also the front desk, essentially. What are you guys doing?
Maybe go up to the person at the front desk and, I guess, introduce ourselves.
Are we just gonna try and get a room or get a drink? What's our
Let's ask
cover?
What would a barber do? What would a barber do?
I think maybe do we get a room and maybe try to put some credits forward and hope that makes them a little bit more amenable to us asking a few questions?
The barber wouldn't have taken a train here. My legs are tired, first of all. But second of all, what I would do as a barber and as Celery is I'd go up and introduce myself.
That's a really good idea. Are you gonna do it?
I am. Thank you, Marmot.
He's just doing what I told him to do.
All right, Maeve starts walking towards the
bar. Hell yeah. Okay, you approach the bar / front desk.
Do I see a bell?
You do, but you also see a person sitting there. So
Molly rushes forward.
The person, worth noting, there's this older, kind of femme-presenting person. They just kind of not paying attention to you at all. They have a novel, kind of this spindly, thinning, long gray hair, just ignoring you completely.
Good evening. I was looking to hopefully grab a few things from you.
They take their bookmark where they were storing it later in the book. They put their novel down. What?
Well, we were hoping to get ourselves a room, and then maybe some food, and then hopefully, maybe ask you a couple questions.
Yeah. Well, we have 2 rooms available. It's gonna be. Wait. She kind of like looks you all up and down. She says, or they say, I should say, sorry. They look you up and down and they say, "Do you guys have credits or scrip?" It's gonna be 120 scrip, but I'll give you the rooms for 40 credits. And they look kind of like wide-eyed around at all of you.
Can I library use check
I've
for
got
script?
credits.
You say that?
If you're willing to answer a couple questions for me, I'll pay you in credits.
The rooms are 40 credits. If you want answers, it's gonna be 90 credits.
Eileen Sal leans and says, "You want a haircut?"
What?
And then I lean in on the other side and I just look really dramatically as I carefully stroke the bottom sharp edge of my thick haircut.
I will pay for the room and the credits for you to answer my questions. If you answer all of my questions and those of my compatriots, we would also like dinner.
Okay. And she, I keep fucking doing that. I made this character up in my mind and I can't get their pronouns right.
Okay,
Stupid
fine.
Brian. They hold out basically a little cred stick that you can tap your cred stick against. And you can see the balance on it. There's a little readout and it's very low. But they look kind of like desperately at you.
Yeah. Yes, just go for it.
All right. So you tap it and you transfer the credits over. You can see them just kind of look at it and just kind of smile and then look up at you with what seems like genuine gratitude. Just say, yeah. What do you want to know? Anything?
And, please, for the kindness in our hearts for paying you with a preferred method, can we make sure that this stays under wraps?
Yeah, totally. And you can see they make no mention of taking down your names or like any of your identification or anything like that. Like they're just like, yeah, no problem.
All right. Is there anywhere a bit more private than the bar that we can speak?
Yeah, step into my office. And behind the bar, there is a closet. It's 100% a closet. You guys can all fit in there, but it's very, very tight. That has just been, there's like basically a bunch of cleaning supplies. And then in one corner, almost as an afterthought, there's like a tiny data center and just like a small safe that's kind of set into the wall. And they just kind of walk in and they sit down on like a tiny stool that they pull out from under this very small desk. And then they turn around and face you. And the stool is short enough that their knees are kind of like up at chest level, but they're trying to look confident and it's not working.
All right. Well, I'm looking for a couple people that I know. I won't elaborate exactly why I'm looking for them. I hope you understand. But just know that they're people important to me. I'm looking for someone who stayed here. Their name is Lucas Farin. It wouldn't have been too long ago now, but...
Luke. Yeah, Luke. Have you seen him? No, you haven't. You're looking for him. Yeah, Luke. Are you friends of his?
We have a mutual acquaintance and looking for both of them at the moment.
Okay. I mean...
We're just hoping that, he came here looking for someone and then we're, looking for this person as well. So we hope to track him down.
Yeah, Luke. I mean, quiet guy, kind of keeps to himself. He's been renting out a room here for like a month. But I haven't seen him for the last several days.
Have you cleared out that room yet?
No, he's got it paid until the end of next week.
Does he work here?
No, I don't know where he works. He's obviously an off-worlder, but I don't know where. Like if he's got a job here, if he's looking for a job here, like.
Would we be able to take a look through a few of his things just to see if we can gain any information from it? Of course, we would tell you if we, I know that, hopefully he's a loyal customer to you when we'll be back once we track him down, but.
You can see them kind of lean back a little bit. and the expression, which had been kind of warm and open, like, yeah, whatever you want, kind of closes off a little bit. You can make a persuade check if you would like, but we are going to look for a hard success on this, unless anyone wants to help her.
Cell leans in. Cell says, hey, you've been working here a long time.
This is my spot. Yeah.
Yeah. You've been doing this for a while, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your hair's pretty long.
Yeah.
When's the last time you got it trimmed or cut?
I do it myself.
Yeah. Do you feel proud of it when you do it?
I'll cut to the chase. We can tell that you cut your own hair.
Why are you nagging me?
Just curious if you just want a haircut. Just give haircuts. Just you're curious if you want one.
We're here not to cause problems for anyone. We're here to, deal with our business and leave. We hopefully want to, be a friend to you. And if that means that, whatever we can offer you to help you with, we're more than willing to negotiate on that.
Go ahead and make a persuade check. I will say it would be normally with a penalty dice, but these guys have helped you. You are looking for a hard success on this still, though. So it's going to be a straight roll.
Would I be able to do...
Sorry, what were you going to... Sorry, it looks like MawlEah has a notion.
I'm wondering if I can charm them or persuade them.
How would you do so?
Well, so I look around and I notice that, MawlEah notices that there's a band poster like hanging up in the back of this person's little closet. And it's a band that I also love. And I happen to have all of their dances memorized. So I'm hoping that maybe if I just casually start to just hum the rhythm to their most famous song and do the dance while just hopefully maybe I can like help build some camaraderie, some trust, and then they'll let us just quickly like peruse that room, like no big deal.
So your plan is to literally peacock.
Yeah, I want to dance them into submission.
All right.
Was the song called Anserina or something?
Yeah.
Anserina.
Anserina.
Oh, Anserina. Who?
Highs or lows?
Low. 2.
A 2. Okay. Go ahead and make a charm check.
Hey, Anserina.
Okay. That's a fail.
It's a fail.
Hey, Anserina.
Maybe like the boob in my boots, just I put too much in, so it's sloshing out and slipping.
You do it great. You do the dance perfectly.
How long is the dance approximately? 6 minutes?
The dance,
5 minutes, 32 seconds.
This specifically dance, MawlEah's not her first time dancing for somebody. MawlEah knows to only do the most exciting 40 seconds of the dance. And you perform it incredibly well. This is a closet, and there are 5 people in it currently. You get about 12 seconds in after accidentally punching each and every single one of your shipmates.
God, sorry.
Before the proprietor. Could you just stop? What are you doing? Just stop.
I think I left my wallet in the car. I'll be right back.
Go ahead and make your persuade check. Looking for a hard success.
Would I be able to do a charm check?
What is charm?
Charm is like you're smooth talking somebody. Ooh. Persuade is like I'm trying to convince you to do the right thing, or just to do what I want, essentially. Yeah, you know what? I would say I would let you make a charm check instead of a persuade check. I'm
going to spend 8 luck to make this work.
Hell yeah. Ooh. Okay. Alrighty. After MawlEah has a rhythmic seizure in this enclosed space. You Maeve just kind of reach out to stop MawlEah.
I'm so sorry. She's what are you doing? She's weird around strangers. Oh, yeah. She gets a little excited.
Oh, I get it. She's a rescue.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
We really care about what we're doing here, and
hey. You know what? You seem fine. They reach kind of like above their little data center terminal, and they pull out a little key card and they hand it to you, Maeve. And just as you're about to take it, they pull it back and say, Don't fuck me on this. You seem nice. Don't fuck me on this.
You know what? No record of us being here on your end. No record for us ever being here for anyone to track us down.
Okay.
We'll be gone tomorrow morning.
Okay, here. Look, one request. Don't go up the main steps to his room, okay? Like, Lucas, he's specifically requested this one room. There's like a back staircase and, kind of behind the bar, and he gets access to it. Just
Perfect.
Take that.
Do you want to have like a real visible fight when we leave so people think that we're on really bad terms?
Well, you booked rooms, so I want you to stay here and then spend more money here.
There's always room for a dance-off.
Oh, God.
There's not always room.
Fine. Right. Just throwing it
We'll
out
have a
there.
really big fight tomorrow morning so that if anything happens, you are absolutely not an ally of ours.
I like it.
Wink.
No, yeah, wink. I'm on board. That's great. Let's do that tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But still, 5 stars, please. 5 stars.
Absolutely.
On the Galactinet.
It's nothing to do with the inn. It's all personal.
Okay, amazing.
Sal just turns on his clippers and then turns them off.
They just kind of look at you, just very confused, and then usher you out of this very small closet. You guys leave the bar and, kind of like walk around back through this alleyway. And as you're entering this alleyway, you can see there are it looks like 3 missing posters that have not been torn down yet. They're not facing the main street, which is perhaps how they've evaded the meat-sec officers tearing them down for so long. But you see someone kind of totter up to them. They have like a hood and their back is to you. And you can just see them lift up what looks like a jagged piece of metal. And they just start scratching the eyes out of the posters.
Can Molly hide behind something and take out the, remember how she has those unicorns in her pocket made out of toxic fume dust?
Remember that thing, Brian? Remember that thing that that you didn't nip in the bud?
Yeah.
Because you never thought it was going to be an issue. Remember that thing?
Molly's gonna throw them at him.
Just like so directly at this person
From a hidden place.
Okay, make a stealth check first.
Okay, that's
I think you might have knocked that nice dice over.
Either way, it was a fail.
Okay, so you fail, but you still go to just like huck it. What happens is you pull out one of these nasty little unicorn creatures. That is, by the way, it's been recalled in basically every section of the Promethean Highway. And you go to like duck behind a garbage can while you're throwing it, and you want to do it at the same time because you think it's going to look really cool, and you smash into the garbage can and knock it over, and it turns out it was just full of those monkey toys with the symbols, and they all start going off. Go ahead and make a throw check for me.
9. So like extreme success.
Okay.
Keep in mind,
It's a hard success. It's a hard success.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's a pointy horned unicorn
You huck this toy unicorn.
made of condensed toxic fumes.
It's a toy unicorn. And you huck it at this figure, and it hits them square between the shoulder blades. And I will not be getting you to roll damage for this because it's a toy unicorn.
Made of fumes.
It's a toy unicorn.
It's only poisonous if you make them eat it.
Yeah. So
Don't you put it in your mouth.
this figure scratching the eyes out. This toy hits them. They kind of stumble forward.
Oh, shit.
And then they slowly lower their hand, and that jagged piece of metal falls out of their hand as the hand just kind of falls open, and you can see a bit of blood around where their hand had been covering. They'd obviously been gripping this so hard that they'd cut themselves. And then they just stand there facing the wall for a second, and you hear, "Hey! Hey!" And you can hear the boots of MawlEah agents running down the street. And this figure turns to face you and lifts its hands up and draws its hood back. And you see, looks like a man in his 30s, and his eyes have seemingly been ripped from the sockets.
Oh!
And blood is pouring down his face. Most of it dry, some of it not. And as you stare into the empty holes where his eyes used to be, he just smiles and then reaches his hand out towards you as the MawlEah agents come around the corner and grab him, one putting a hood over his head. They drag him away. One of the MawlEah agents looks at you, points a gun at you, and you can see his hand, his finger, go on the trigger, and then one of the other agents grabs him by the shoulder. "Just not here, not here." Turns him around, and they march him away. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Fuck yeah.
Did you guys see my aim?
Thanks for making it this far. So ends episode 2 of season 1.5. This podcast is edited, mixed, and mastered by me, Brian Gashgarian. All the music in the podcast is composed by me. Special thanks to Kelsey for her voiceover work, and to Carlin, Katie, James, and Dave for lending me their talent for this. You can find us on Insta, TikTok, and Twitch at The Stars Aren't All Right, or on Twitter at TSAA Podcast. But as a reward for making it to the end, I would like to remind you that
Unicorns got big hard coming out of their face. Hell yeah!
most of all, thanks to you for listening, and we'll see you next time.